Hello, good evening and welcome. We are off on another adventure. We're going across, loosely speaking, to the Welsh borders. Plan to stop just outside Montgomery today, and that will be at the far end of the Montgomery Canal. The bit we're going to see overnight isn't navigable, but a couple of miles further along it is. We might go and have a look at that. There's meant to be an interesting lock there, but we really honestly don't know where we're going, other than the Welsh borders. So come along, see what happens. Usual rules, we have a plan, but we have no idea what the plan is. Come along. Well, after a pretty uneventful journey, a little bit of traffic, we have arrived at a place called Berriew, which I've probably got entirely wrong, and the Welsh tourist board are going to send a dragon after me. However, the pub is called the Horseshoes. It's we found it on a campervan Bible, I think, and there's a very lovely field. I'll turn around and give you the tour in a sec. And they just say, if you want to stay here the night, mate, how about spending a few quid? And our view is, well, I could spend 25 quid on a campsite and get a space in the field, or I could spend 25 quid on dinner and get a space in the field for nothing. So again, supporting local business. We're going to go and have some din-dins. If we spend 25-30 quid, that's still no worse than being on a campsite for the night. It's quite near a main road, but that'll quieten down, and we are one of 5 here already. So a quick tour of it, and then we are going to go and eat. So as you can hear, there's a little bit of road noise here. It is the main road. So we're at the Horseshoes, and if you look over here, I can see it because I'm relatively tall, but just over there where the big tree is, and move to about where my finger is, that's the old section of the canal, which currently isn't navigable, but we'll have a walk over there probably tomorrow now. And as you come in off the car park, I think that makes it remarkably clear that indeed motorhomes are welcome. And I say there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We are the 5th one here. Right, as aforementioned, time for food. Well, good morning. We had a very pleasant evening here at the Horseshoes at Berriew. Sorry, Welsh Tourist Board. Fabulous place, really friendly. The food was superb. There's no music blowing in the background. It was a really nice, clean, tidy pub. The staff were amazing. Claire looked after us, and Tom, the chef, I said, look, we'd like to thank the chef. He was awesome, and he must be the shyest chef we've ever met. But credit where it's due, to the Horseshoes. It's on Campervan Bible, and all you need to do is at least go and spend a few quid in the bar, and they are very happy to have you. And I have seen worse official, camper pitches than this pub stop one. We are right next to the canal. This bit's not connected to the rest of it yet, but we're going to go and have a little look at that and see if we can get some pickies over there. But as I said, really can't fault them. Fabulous place. So Campervan Bible, done us a proud job. We'll be going to TripAdvisor and saying nice things about the Horseshoes. Can't recommend it enough. Absolutely brilliant. So let's see what today brings. We don't know where we're going, of course. I haven't got a clue. So just for context, that's where we are. Briefly, there's a couple of others there. I'm not going to intrude on their privacy a great deal. So 5 of us overnight there, and it's nice, pretty flat, pretty level. And if you've got kids with you, there's a pretty nice little play area as well. But beautifully kept, really nice place. Time to go and explore. Well, from the garden you can walk through this lovely gateway. I'm guessing the property to my right may well be a hire possibly, or maybe staff accommodation. But that's nicely done. I'm not going to wave the camera at them, they deserve a bit of privacy. And it is indeed a very short stroll to the canal. I'm not sure if we're going to walk terribly far along here today. We've got plenty of things to be doing. But here is part of the Montgomery Canal, and it's really very tranquil. I mean, I guess it's what you'd expect of a canal that doesn't get used much. I don't know if there are any boats currently that use it, but that's Bridge 125. We've got there the discs you can see on the wires up there. They're so birds can see that there are wires, because there's bound to be swans and ducks along here. But if we come around this way, prepared to bet that's a private residence, so we'll not interfere with those people. But they've got some quite unique paddle gear on canals, and you know we do like a good canal. This kind of weird, I don't know, kinked approach, I guess. And then, like I said, the blackest canal water. I mean, I'm not talking dirty black, but it just looks very, very dark. And I'm wondering, if it's, sort of peat runoff or theoretically even coal runoff. I know nothing. But down here, as aforementioned, when you talk about canals, there indeed be swans. I know they're in the distance. I'm not very good at doing zoom on this camera, but we'll have a go, so forgive the rough old zoom. We'll see if we can actually do something for you. And there indeed, family of mum and dad swan, and 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, maybe 5 little swans. Right, I'm going to go back to the van. We've put the internet connection on. Sal's going to research a hut of some description, I believe, and I will probably need to correct myself later. A postman's hut. Goes back a very long time, pretty much, as far as we know now, pretty much a ruin. But it was used as a shelter for the original post person, because in latter years it was a lady. And she used to run, I think it's a 12-mile route up and over the hills, and did that until quite late in life. And the route sort of slowly got smaller and smaller as households closed, farms got abandoned, all that, what we call progress, until eventually the whole route got taken over by, I think, Land Rover. So here we are, excuse me, at a Berriew Lock, Canal and River Trust in Wales. Right, let's go find Sal, let's find out where it is we're going. The weather's not going to do anything too amazing today, but in fairness, I'm quite happy with what we've got. I'm not a lover of bright sunshine. We have stopped off at the Devil's Bridge, and there's 2 choices of walk, one that's 10 minutes at £2 and one that is 45 minutes at £4.75. And as we've got blue skies and fluffy clouds, we're going to go and do the big one. We may regret this. So, here we go, down this little path. It is a bit confusing, to be fair. There's a sort of £2 turnstile on one side and a hut the other side. So I'm glad I came down and looked earlier on, if I can survive these slate steps without going one over the other. We'll cross the road. Again, hopefully that'll be right. In fact, just before we do that, there's an informative plaque. But that is where we're going next. Right, we have paid our £4.75. We'll go down some pretty steep steps. Hopefully again without coming to any grievous harm. Aha. The paths are rough and uneven, please take care. Don't fall in and die. Or something like that. Wow. That's a strange construction. So they started presumably with the building the bottom one. I think I read something about 1170. I'll read the informative plaque in a moment, and then another one, and then of course another one. Let's go and have a look at the informative plaque. Who built the first bridge, the devil or the monks? Well, do you know what? In my opinion, there's generally speaking not a great deal of difference. We have seen the Devil's Bridge. We are now going to follow the precipitous path. And I say thank you very kindly to people on my right. Thank you. And we'll go and stroll. Ah, the fantastic have your photo taken in the Welsh outfit opportunity. And away we go. We are told you can go up here and get as far as the hotel and then come back on the roadway. But alternatively, we can turn around and come back this way. What decision we make, of course, depends on how precipitous the precipitous is. Don't know. Mic check. And mic check 2. Well, this is a big boop. That was a bigger step than I expected. Good luck auto-titling that, YouTube. This is a little bit slippy, even though it's been quite dry. So we're going nice and steady because slate is not famous for having high grip potential. But the birds are singing, the sun is shining, and I don't think we're going to regret spending a couple of quid to come and visit. If nothing else, the car park was free, which is a bonus. Years ago, we'd have known these as a 2p tree, because people used to bang 2p's. Obviously inflation's taken its toll. It now appears to be a 5p or 10p tree, and in one brave soul a 50p tree. Makes you wonder, like, who started this for an idea? I know, as I found this lump of tree, I'll bang some money into it. Oh well, makes for a good photo. Footpath this way. Okay, we'll go this way then. We are viewing point number 6 on the walk, apparently. That is rather special. The thing that's worrying me is that the path we're going to be taking is down there, which means, of course, when we come back, we've got to come up it again. But that is rather beautiful. Okay, it must be said this is not the easiest of walking, as you can tell by the fact I keep looking to see where my feet are. But they've done their best to put a path in, and good luck for even attempting to do that. But, when they said about a precipitous walk, I think they knew what they were talking about. Wowza. Whoa, that's going to hurt on the way up. This is what we've just walked down. Walked might be an exaggeration, staggered is probably a better choice. And of course, unless we choose to connect the roadway, that's what we're going back up. In the meantime, I'm not entirely sure my beloved has worked out where we're going next. There's rather lovely little bridge, which we're going to traverse and maybe even cross it. Here we go then, up and over the bridge. Quick look over. Halfway down. And down the other side. Well, oh, there's a steam railway near here, just remembered that. Next time the devil builds a bridge, I'd like him also to build an escalator, a set of lifts and a stair lift of his choosing. We have decided that although you can walk back down through the route, they'll let you do that, we're going to walk on the roadway instead, because that is hard going. Beautiful, but hard going. We made it. Somewhat concerningly, just across the road at the hotel, there's a defib mounted on the wall. To be quite honest, I can understand why. We have decided we are not going back down there. We are going to take the chicken approach and just trying to make sure we don't turn the wrong direction, because we've got a choice of left or right. I think we need to turn right, but we're just checking the map. Because we do have a choice here, and going wrong would be awful. So it's taken us about an hour or so to do that, and despite my moaning, it was absolutely bloody marvellous, and I would suggest you do the whole thing. And now we're going to see if we can get over here, because I think our ticket includes the 10-minute walk, which goes down there. I'm just trying to get a good view of it for us. Whether it's worth doing, ask me again in a few minutes. Right, there is another little walk down here for all of £2. Sal says, words to the effect of, I'm not doing that, you must think I'm mad. But the lady at the kiosk says it's worth doing it. So I will partake, or give them 2 of my finest puns and go and explore. One adult at a time, I can't manage to get through the gate. Just failed the adult test. Right, let's go down here then. Oh, there's a rather fantastic gargoyle character here. That is definitely going to get photographed and may well appear in an image at a camera club coming near me soon. You are one handsome dude. Oh yes. That's got photograph me written all over it. Well, at the viewing point, or I'm at the viewing point, Sal's decided to cook some food for us. I've no idea what time of day it is, probably somewhere near lunchtime. And we can go, or I can go down the path. But I've just found over here, and it's a shame I can't get a better photo of it for you. Just found over here, it's a rather handsome brute. So, but sadly, kind of hidden out the way. What a fine piece of work. Okay, we'll go back this way and down the hill. At some point I will realise that the time to point the camera at yourself is not when you're going down slippery, uneven steps with a precipitous fall to one side. Sadly, that day appears not to be today. Anyhow, we're going down the steps and we get a nice view of the bridge from down here. and the Devil's Punch Bowl, apparently. Oh yeah. Devil's Punch Bowl. Right, it's hewing out these two semicircular areas. I don't know why I'm talking to you, you almost certainly can't hear me. It goes through this cleft. Cleft is a damn fine word for it. And then uppity, 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 uppity. Uppity, uppity, uppity some more, and then uppity, uppity a bit more. So there. Well, the extra £2 was very nice. Got some nice photos. But for me, pay your £4.75 as it is today, and enjoy it. Now, the benefits of a wife who doesn't want to do more steps today is that there should be sandwiches ready when I get back. I knew there's a good reason why I married her. Right, the dead cat's about to earn its keep. It will take place. I'm going to haul Cymyswyth. Sorry, Welsh Tourist Board. But this is the old postman's hut. And we stopped specifically to show you this. And it was, as I said earlier on, just the hut that the postman would shelter in. Check 2. Well, I've just spoken to a gentleman here who's cutting the grass and doing a lovely job. He's explained all about it, and apparently in the adjacent phone box, that's now a museum to the site. It's literally just for taking shelter in, and very nearly got down to falling down. And they are, I think, sympathetically preserving it, I feel. How on earth they got electric lighting here is a total mystery to me, but it was literally somewhere just to shelter. And I should imagine if it was that damn cold, wet and windy out here. Hello, Bee. There's nothing on me, Bee, sorry. If it was that cold and wet and windy out here, I should imagine you'd be damn pleased to be out of it all. There's a lovely little cupboard here. The curious of me has obviously got to open it. Oh, look at that. Sorry, Boris. Bound to be home to a few spiders. And I love the wallpaper. Someone's wallpapered it. I mean, yeah. And keeping going. I mean, how they got electric here. I mean, obviously they run wires here. I know they run wires here, but out here, for heaven's sake. The roof needs a bit of work. But the village does seem to be doing something about it, and the gentleman was very, very proud of the fact they're doing something with it. And why on earth not? We're at Titterstone Clee Hill, which has got quite a Neolithic type history to it, but also some abandoned mining works, which we shall go and explore. It must be said my legs are not talking to me after the waterfall trek. Also I'm going to get a hat on because that sun is really quite bright. I'd really quite like to fly the drone here. My concern is A, it's a bit on the windy side. We've also got a Met Office radar station just over the hill to that side, and there's a pretty big set of TV radio transmitters up here on the mast, so I'd need to check out if it's a herter before I do anything daft like that. But sadly, to be fair, it's actually, oh blimey, rather on the windy side, so I'll just put up with walking, photographing and videoing for you. But there's quite an extensive set here, Not as old as I might have thought it was. It's very breeze blocky and concretey, as I will now show you. Some very weird structures here. Not entirely certain what they did. Mined everything apparently. I'm not sure what these settling ponds were, whether they're storage bunkers or settling ponds or filtration efforts. I really don't know. But everything's concrete or breeze block, and as we go further around, they've got the traditional graffiti. It's a very popular place. My legs haven't forgiven me from earlier on, mind, but what a mystery. I wasn't exactly sure of what I was expecting when I came down here, but I wasn't expecting to find it on legs. I thought it was going to be some kind of, all the way down storage thing. Not at all surprised to find some sheep down here, of course. We'll try not to disturb them too much. I really don't know. All my weird theories have kind of gone to pot. That's more exciting than I planned. Beware, dangerous quarry workings, enter at your own risk. Well, that sounds like the kind of thing I go and do. I wonder if we can see up through any of these little owls. Well, the answer is yes, we can, but we don't learn a lot when we do. Oh, okay. Nothing learnt there then. I do have a kind of love-hate relationship with graffiti. Generally speaking, of course, it's vandalism. But sometimes people do things that are really quite artistic and very clever. And I hadn't seen this one when I made that statement. But nonetheless, it's better than I could do. But the one had me thinking was this one over here. It's still vandalism, to be fair. It's not exactly harming anyone. It's rather pretty, isn't it? We have just looked at the weather forecasting stuff. I tend to use one called Windy, W-I-N-D-Y-T-Y. It's generally pretty good. It shows pretty much rain from 01 tomorrow morning, all day. With the promise of thunderstorms starting around sort of 11 to 12-ish where we are now, and progressing through back homewards towards Lichfield by sort of 4 or 5 o'clock. So we decided there's no great benefit to staying out tonight. We would effectively just be sleeping out here for the sake of sleeping out here. We're about an hour and a half from home, so we're just going to make a gentle tour for home, and that way we don't have to unpack in the rain that we are pretty certain is going to be tomorrow. So thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our little trip. We certainly did, but our legs aren't going to forgive us for a few days yet. Stay safe, catch you on the next one. Look after each other.